make use of Excel Online again. I want to make some sort of a sales calculator, so you can see another spreadsheet basically, using some more formulas. So I've selected a new workbook. All the stuff sort of loading in here. The company I'll use will be called ADG Limited. ADG Limited, and it's all about sales, so I'll say sales there just now. I'm not going to format any of it just now, I'm just going to type in the words I want to use. I'm going to have a number of outlets, i.e. shops or business locations. We'll start with, say, Annan, it's a good enough one. Then Dumfries. And then Gretna. I'll just do 3. Every outlet will have a sort of sales value or sales result per quarter of the year, so I'll call this the first quarter sales. I'm going to duplicate that by dragging the corner to the second, third and fourth, and automatically it's changed that number. As you see, we've seen it before, it changed the number to that as well. I'll double click between A and B to stretch out this cell so we can see the words better as well. I need to put some numbers in now, so I'll start off with, say, 12,000. Yep, you might notice there's no comma there, so I'll put commas in later on. Don't type commas yourself, we can make Excel do it for us. We'll just double that number up for Dumfries and put in some slightly lower for Gretna. So that's the first quarterly sales. You can see through that obviously Dumfries has performed the best because it's the highest number, and Gretna's the lowest number. There are formulas we can use to figure these things out later. This will be the next quarter, so obviously Annan's increased slightly. And this one here, you can see Dumfries has lost out a little bit, and Gretna has increased as well. Then the third quarter, so Annan again has increased performance over the year for that third quarter. We'll make Dumfries reduce performance, so it's lesser than the 23,500. And this one will increase it slightly, I suppose. So it's made a little bit better than the previous quarter. And we'll keep this as a sort of trend where Annan started off with 12,000. They've increased it quarter by quarter of the year. And we'll reduce Dumfries, so there must be some sort of issue in the Dumfries area to reduce the sales at this point. And here we'll let's increase this one again, so it'll make it look as if Gretna is also slowly but surely going up. The thing to do now is maybe put in some maths. So I want to do some maths to kind of add things up. So I'm going to work out the sales for, I'll put the word for in, there you go, for year per outlet. And again, you see that's leaked over to the next cell, so just double click there to stretch it out. Then this viewpoint, I'm thinking I need to add up the sales per year per outlet. So that entire column there, just below Annan to the fourth, is all the sales we've made that year. So I'll use equals sum, open a curved bracket, select, click, drag, close the curved bracket, and that gives me how many in total for the 4 quarters they've done. I can drag this across and it automatically fills it in for the next column and for the next column, so it also works that out as well. So these are all the sales for these 3 different outlets. Let's so add them all together, come up with some sort of total, and I'll call that total sales for year. Oh, I spelled that incorrectly. And to do that, again, I can use the sum formula because I'm all doing is adding. So I want to add the first one to the third one, like that. And that gives us this overall sort of sum. What else can we do? We can maybe analyse them outlets together per quarter. So let's put some suitable text. Quarterly. Spell that wrong. Terly. Performance. And to do that, all I'll do is I'll use the sum function again, and then drag this piece going across in that way, and that will show us the performance for the 3 outlets together in the first quarter compared to the other quarters. And to do that, all you do is just drag them down for the second, third and fourth. So that's a sort of basic spreadsheet. What I'll do now is I'll beautify it slightly by altering a few things. First thing I'll do is I'll take this line here. I can just select the cell, I suppose, but I can actually change the entire line if I want to. I'll change the entire line and give it a nice backdrop colour. And I reckon the company might like blue, and perhaps the text could be white. and the font can be increased a few times. Let's see about there. I can also click in the drop down box here as well if I want to. 26 seems good enough. And I'll make it bold. So that kind of represents the company there. Notice the blue has been all the way across the spreadsheet because I selected the left hand side here and not individual cells, like so. What I'll do with the outlet is I'll just change a few things to do this as well. I think the outlet will be a light blue with a different size font. Let's see, 20 seems good enough. And I think we'll make it italic as well, so that's outlets. I like some of the format there, so I'll use the format painter for all these areas here. There we go. You notice again the size changes by default. I'm going to select these again to there. I'll change a few options. I'll make the font slightly smaller. And I'll change the background colour to a green. There you go. And I'll double click between these cells to stretch these out a bit. So you can actually see the words properly. Obviously this quality performance is way over here. I think what I'll do is I'll use the format painter to make it look the same as outlet. And of course double click there to get the size in a little bit better. I'll take outlets again, format painting that for the total sales, and format painting that for the sales per year. And double click here to stretch it out to make it fit better as well. All the rest of them, I reckon just changing the size of the font maybe. Let's say about 20. And these ones here, let's say about the same sort of thing just now, just say about 20. There we go. There is one thing I've noticed, that's got quite a large white space there. So I'm going to drag this back a little bit. And of course it'll leak through, but I'll use the wrap text option in here. Oh, maybe click in the correct cell. There you go. So I've wrapped the text for that cell there, so it kind of goes in a little bit. I like my numbers and things in columns to be centered. So I'm going to select this whole E column, click that to center everything. But I can also do that with all these other ones as well. And that centers it as well. All these cells, it doesn't say if it's money or not, but I don't like the fact there's no commas. So I'm going to select all the areas where numbers are, even the ones that don't have any numbers, just for quickness, and select here to make it into a comma. And that makes it look more kind of numerical, I suppose. Anyway, I reckon that's enough. It sort of gives you an idea of some of the things you can do here. What else can we do just quickly? I know. We'll type outlets here, right? I'm going to select these three cells, and there's an option here that says merge and center. So if I select that there, it takes the three cells and turn them into technically one big cell, right? Because these are all outlets. When you think about it, we'll look straight down that way. So I've said outlets here instead. I could leave outlets here as well, I suppose. What I could do as well, of course, is use the format paint, fire it in. But again, you notice it changes. It's removed that merge and center option, so I'll select them all and hit merge and center again. Just another little trick you can play with. So there's lots of things you can do. Of course, I have to save this, and I'll call this ADG Sales. And of course, that will save itself inside OneDrive, because that's the default place. I'll close this spreadsheet now it's been saved, refresh this page to see what happened. There you go, and there's ADG Sales there, so you know it's definitely saved it.